Gardeners spend fortunes on fertilizers, but I stumbled on something sitting right in my kitchen. No yeast, no store-bought chemicals, just a natural boost that makes soil come alive with millions of microbes. Imagine feeding your garden with life instead of products. I tested it on my tomatoes, and the difference was shocking. From tired, dull soil to the juiciest harvest I've ever grown. The best part? It costs almost nothing, and anyone can try it. The problem every gardener faces. Ask any seasoned gardener, and they'll tell you, the soil isn't what it used to be. Decades ago, older gardeners remember digging into earth that was dark, crumbly, and alive with earthworms. Vegetables had a richness to them. Tomatoes tasted sweet and tangy. Beans snapped with real flavor. And even simple potatoes felt hearty and nourishing. The soil itself carried a kind of quiet magic that gave back more than you put in. But walk out into many backyards today, and it feels different. The soil seems tired, compacted, and strangely lifeless. You can dig a whole foot deep and barely find a worm. Seeds sprout, but they don't thrive. Leaves yellow too soon. And the fruit? It fills your basket, but somehow it doesn't fill your soul the way it used to. So what happened? Over time, repeated tilling, chemical treatments, and even modern fertilizers have stripped away the natural communities of microbes that once made soil vibrant. These invisible workers, bacteria, fungi, and tiny living organisms, were the quiet heroes that recycled nutrients, built structure, and kept balance underground. Without them, soil is just dirt, and dirt needs constant outside help to keep plants alive. That's why so many gardeners today feel caught in a cycle. You buy expensive fertilizers. You add more compost than you can afford. You water and worry and wonder why the harvests aren't as abundant or flavorful as the stories your parents told you. It's frustrating, and it can make you question if you're doing something wrong. But here's the truth. It's not just about bigger harvests. It's about bringing soil back to life. When soil is alive, plants don't just grow, they thrive. They become more resilient, more nutrient-dense, and more flavorful, just like the produce our grandparents enjoyed. Restoring that living connection isn't about spending more money or chasing the next gardening fad. It's about reintroducing life into the soil the way nature designed it. And the exciting part? The solution isn't complicated. In fact, it may already be in your kitchen, waiting to turn your garden into something extraordinary. The unexpected discovery. One day, instead of tossing my kitchen scraps into the bin, I paused. Something in me said, what if the answer isn't in the garden store, but right here in my kitchen? I started looking at those scraps differently. Onion skins, vegetable peels, even the cloudy water left over from rinsing rice. Most people see trash, but I began to wonder if maybe these leftovers were more than waste. Maybe they were the missing spark my soil needed. So I tried something unusual. I gathered a handful of scraps, mixed them with just a bit of water, and set them aside to rest. At first, it didn't look like much. Honestly, it was messy, and I wasn't sure anything would come of it. But when I finally poured that mixture into the soil around my tomato plants, something surprising began to happen. Days later, the soil looked darker, softer, almost as if it had taken a deep breath. When I pulled back the mulch, I could see tiny white threads weaving through the earth. And soon after, earthworms showed up in places I hadn't seen them before. The plants seemed to stand taller, their leaves richer and greener. It was as if the garden was waking up from a long sleep. Here's what I learned. Hidden inside those everyday scraps is a simple, natural ingredient that sparks billions of microbes into action. Not yeast, not chemicals, nothing you need to buy from a store, just a catalyst nature designed. When you add it to soil, you're not feeding the plants directly. You're feeding the life beneath the plants, the bacteria, fungi, and tiny workers that turn waste into nourishment. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just a trick for bigger harvests. It felt like I was literally waking up the earth. Every scoop I poured was like sending an invitation to life, calling back the richness that gardens used to have generations ago. Standing there, I realized gardening didn't have to be a fight with tired soil anymore. It didn't have to mean draining your wallet on fertilizers that promise results but rarely deliver. The answer could be simple, natural, and sitting right in front of us the whole time. And once I saw the results in my own backyard, I knew I had to share it. Because if a single scoop of something so ordinary could transform my garden, imagine what it could do for yours. The science made simple. Now, Let's slow down and explain what's really happening. In plain, simple terms, think of your soil as a kitchen, and inside it are millions of tiny cooks. These cooks are called microbes. You can't see them with your eyes, but they're alive, busy, and working every single day. Their job? To take kitchen scraps, leaves, and organic matter, things you'd normally throw away, and turn them into a feast for your plants. When microbes are healthy and plenty, the soil becomes rich and balanced. They chop, stir, and season the ingredients underground, making nutrients easy for roots to absorb. That's why plants grown in living soil look stronger, taste better, and last longer after harvest. It's not magic. It's nature's oldest recipe at work. Now here's where many gardeners get tricked. Yeast is also a microbe, but it's only one kind, and it doesn't stick around. It gives a quick burst of activity, like a sugar rush. Your soil may see a small bump, but it fades fast. It's like hiring one cook to feed a banquet hall. They'll do something for a moment, but they can't run the whole kitchen. What your garden really needs is variety, billions of different microbes, each with a unique role. Some break down tough scraps, others release minerals, and others protect roots from disease. Together, they form a whole community, a team of cooks that never sleeps. That's why the natural method I discovered works better. It doesn't just add one ingredient. It invites back the entire kitchen staff. And here's the part that really struck me. When you restore this community underground, your plants don't just grow bigger, they grow healthier. They can resist pests better, survive dry spells, and give you harvests that taste the way food used to taste. That's why those tomatoes of mine weren't just larger, they were sweeter, juicier, and full of flavor, like the ones I remember from my grandparents' garden. So, the science is simple. Feed the microbes, and they'll feed your plants. Treat them well, and they'll turn even tired soil into a living, breathing ecosystem again. Forget the quick fixes. This is about building lasting health. And the best part? You don't need fancy products or expensive fertilizers. The answer is natural, affordable, and already in your hands. Step-by-step guide. All right, let's get practical. You've heard the story. You've seen the results. Now here's how you can try it yourself. No fancy tools, no spending. And most likely everything you need is already sitting in your kitchen. Step 1. Collect the ingredient. Save your kitchen scraps. Think peels from carrots or cucumbers, onion skins, leftover rice water, or even a handful of vegetable trimmings. The secret here isn't yeast or store-bought additives. It's the natural life locked inside. Everyday scraps. That's your fuel. Step 2. Mix it up. Take a clean container, a bucket, an old jar, or even a plastic bowl. Place your scraps inside and cover them with just enough water to soften and soak. Stir it gently with a spoon or stick. This isn't about making it perfect. It's about giving microbes something to wake up to. If you want, sprinkle in a small handful of garden soil. That's like inviting the first cooks into the kitchen. Step 3. Let it rest. Cover the container lightly and let it sit for a few days. Not sealed tight. Microbes need to breathe. You may notice bubbles, a sour smell, or a film forming on top. That's a good sign. It means life is waking up. Step 4. Apply to your soil. After a few days, take the liquid and pour it around the base of your plants. Don't dump everything at once. A scoop or two around each plant is plenty. The solids can be dug lightly into the soil or added to your compost pile to continue breaking down. Step 5. Watch the magic. In about 2 weeks, you'll start to notice changes. The soil will look darker and softer. Worms may return. Plants will stand a little taller, leaves a little greener. Over time, you'll see fruits ripen with more color and flavor than before. And here's the best part. Once you start, the process keeps feeding itself. Each scoop strengthens the living community underground, which in turn makes your garden more resilient. You're not just feeding plants. You're restoring balance, the way nature intended. So don't overthink it. Don't feel you need to measure or buy special tools. This method is forgiving, simple, and completely natural. Just scraps, water, and a little patience. That's all it takes to wake up the earth beneath your feet. The results. Now, let's talk about the part every gardener waits for, the results. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what we put in the soil. It's about what the soil gives back. When I tested this method, I kept one patch of my garden treated and left another patch alone. Side by side, the difference was undeniable. The untreated soil stayed pale, crumbly, and dry. Plants sprouted, but they never seemed to catch their stride. Their roots were shallow, the leaves a bit yellow, and the fruit looked fine, but just fine. Now, the treated soil told a different story. Within weeks, it had grown darker, richer, and held moisture like a sponge. When I pulled up a test plant, the roots stretched deeper than I'd ever seen in my yard. They weren't fighting for survival, they were thriving. The plants themselves stood taller, leaves thick with color, and the fruit. Oh, the fruit. Tomatoes swelled with rich flavor, cucumbers stayed crisp, and even a simple carrot seemed sweeter and juicier than anything from the store. It wasn't just about size. It was about taste, resilience, and vitality. The kind of results you don't measure in pounds or inches, but in the smile on your face when you take that first bite. And here's the part that surprised me most. This process didn't just bring my garden back to life, it brought me back, too. Every morning, I found myself excited to check the soil, to see what new change had taken root. It felt like I was giving my garden its youth again, and in the process, reclaiming a little of my own. For older gardeners especially, there's something deeply satisfying about this. It reminds us of the flavors from our childhood, the way food used to taste, and the richness we thought had been lost forever. With each harvest, it was like opening a time capsule of memory and nourishment. So yes, the results are bigger plants, deeper roots, and tastier vegetables. But the real result? The joy of knowing your soil is alive again. That your garden isn't just growing, it's thriving the way it was always meant to. And the best part? You didn't need chemicals, expensive fertilizers, or complicated systems. Just scraps, patience, and a little trust in the life beneath your feet. Now that you've seen my soil hack in action, I want to hear from you. Every gardener I've ever met has at least one secret trick they swear by. Maybe it's coffee grounds sprinkled around your roses. Maybe it's banana peels buried under your tomatoes. Or maybe it's something passed down from your parents or grandparents, a little habit that always seemed to work, even if you didn't know why. Here's the truth. Gardening has always been about more than just plants. It's about community. It's about trading tips over the fence, learning from neighbors, and passing down wisdom through the generations. And that's what I want to build here with you. A living library of garden wisdom, full of tricks that actually work because they've stood the test of time. So let's do it together. Share your favorite soil secret in the comments below. Maybe it's something simple. Maybe it's unusual. Maybe it's something only your family knows. By adding your voice, you're helping not just me, but every gardener who watches this video. Imagine the knowledge we can grow when thousands of people contribute their best ideas. And while you're here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new today. A simple click really helps more gardeners find this channel, and it tells me you want more videos like this. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us at the Evergreen Seniors. This is more than just a channel. It's a place where wisdom and gardens grow together, where every story and every trick helps another gardener succeed. So, what's your favorite old-time soil trick? Coffee grounds, banana peels, or something completely different? Share it now, because together we're building a resource that no book or store can sell. Real, lived garden wisdom. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with something bigger than just a gardening tip. Because at its heart, gardening isn't only about plants. It's about life, renewal, and carrying forward the wisdom that connects us to generations before us. Every seed we plant is an act of hope. Every harvest is a reminder that patience and care still bring reward. And every soil secret we share keeps the chain of knowledge alive. This million-microbe soil hack may have started as a simple experiment in my kitchen, but what it really represents is a return to the way nature intended. It shows us that healthy soil, like a healthy community, comes alive when each small part works together. That's what makes gardening such a powerful teacher. It reminds us that life flourishes when it's nurtured. If this video gave you even a spark of hope for your soil, or maybe even stirred up a memory of how gardens used to be, I'd love for you to pass it forward. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with a fellow gardener, a neighbor, or even a family member who remembers the taste of food from the old days. Because wisdom doesn't grow when it's kept to ourselves. It grows when we share it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Evergreen Seniors. This channel is more than just tutorials and tips. It's a gathering place where wisdom and gardens grow together, where we remember the past, live fully in the present, and leave something better for the future.